Hi. So currently I am in a fight with my significant other. That's besides the point. Just in case you guys hear a door slam, that might be him. But no, so I want to talk about anxiety, crippling anxiety. Right now I am having a lot of trouble when it comes to work and being able to work a full shift and feel really comfortable with it. Um, Multiple times now, halfway through work, my hands will really I'm a baker. I should probably tell you guys what I do. I bake for a living. I bake at a really wonderful bakery. And we make some of the most delicious bread. I have officially become a bread snob, which I didn't even know existed until I started working at this bakery. And let me tell you, there are some breads. There are some breads that exist that I have made with these very hands. Oh my God, they soothe the soul and they cleanse the palate, and then they lie down on the palate, and you just want to just be there. You want to just be there forever. So, with that said, I work with a lot of dough, and I do a lot of hand movements. We do a lot of rolling of the doughs. We use a lot of different parts of our hands. I'm not a master yet. I don't think I'm anywhere near a master baker. But this is the second major bakery that I have worked at. And baking requires a lot of skills when it comes to dexterity. And I've never been quite dexterous. I've always been one that has a very heavy touch. I was a masseuse at one point, and a masseur at one point, and I used my hands and I used my arms a lot, and I actually used my forearms a lot. I used a lot of my upper body, and I would really use a lot of my body weight in itself to do a lot of the work on the clients. So, with that said, this baking job has proven to be very taxing on my cute little nimble fingers. And it has been really, really difficult for me to work an entire shift with my medication. I don't know if many of you are on medications or taking medications for your BPD, but I am taking medications for my BPD. And one of the medications, I'm actually off of it now. It's called Haldol. And it is a medication that my back would tighten up, my arms would tighten in about this position, and I wouldn't be able, or my fingers and my hands would tighten up to about this position, and my arms would tighten up about right here, and my back would tighten up, so I would be like this, and I would just be shaking, and almost like completely and utterly unable to move almost. It was crippling. So, with that said, I had my medication switched. I'm now about a week off of that medication. And it's such a powerful medication. And it'll take probably another week or so for it to be completely out of my system. So, with that said, I am going to be going back to work tonight at about 3 a.m. And I haven't been there in a while, but I'm working a reduced length shift. So I'm only going to be working 4 hours because we just want to be able to be sure that I can be okay and that my body's going to be okay doing all these different things. And so, with that said, the last 2 times I was at work, I had panic attacks. Really, really crippling panic attacks. One of them forced me to go to the hospital, and I thought, due to the panic attack, I was going to be, because I'm used to the process of when I go to the hospital, being sent to a facility, a mental institution, and then it going from there. But because this time it was only my crippling anxiety that led to the panic attack that led me to going to the hospital, and it wasn't suicidal ideations. I was not sent to an institution. That's not something that I'm used to right now. So, sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought. Me and my partner are still in the fight, and I just saw his text message, and I just kind of like processed it. So, with that said, right now, I am so overly anxious and terrified that this shift that I'm working tonight, I will be unable to complete it. And I know I'm one of the newest employees at this bakery, so a lot of the workers have been working there for a year or so. So they're all fairly quick with all the different tasks, and they know what they're doing. They know how to do it. It's just like second nature to them. And I'm the only new employee at this bakery, so I'm learning everything for the first time all over again in a sense. I've only been working there since my birthday. My birthday was in June, the 22nd of June, and I got hired on the 12th. So, with that said, I already feel some shame at the fact that I haven't adapted to the work environment and the pace that everyone's going at. And the employees are so wonderful. They're all so liberal. They always just let me know, like, hey, Darian, you don't need to be as fast as us. There is no reason for you to feel like you need to be as fast as us because you've only been working here for about a month. So, me being me and my borderline, and it's rearing its ugly head, is always saying, you're not fast enough. You're not good enough. You need to be better. Work harder. Work faster. Work better. You have this disability, so you need to be better all the time. And I'm just hounding myself and forcing myself to just try to be this perfect creature at work, but it is impossible. I will never be as good as them at this time right now. I could work all day and all night for a week, and I still wouldn't be at their pace because these type of jobs, it takes time to get used to all of the different methods and to really get into the flow. And I'm trying my hardest to stifle and snuff out that anxiety by just letting myself know, like, hey, it is okay that you're not as fast. It is okay that you're suffering from this disorder that has now had you leave work 2 times. No one's judging you. You're the only one judging you. No one is judging me. They're not judging me. They are so sweet and kind. The only villain in this entire cycle of me going back to work and me doing a job at work, the only villain is myself. And that's one thing I really want to touch up on with us. We are the only ones who have the power to truly hurt us. We are us borderline people with all of our extravagant moods and different emotions that we're always going through, always at 100, always at 50, always back at 100, then at 0, then at 100, and then we feel nothing, and then we feel everything, and then we feel some things, and then we feel those other things. We're constantly in all of these different feelings and moods, and some of them are good, but for the most part, all of that change and all of that chaos, we get stronger and we become warriors at being in chaos. Because we are constantly creating chaos for us to be in, right? It's just, it amazes me how the things that I can deal with outside of myself. For example, I was at my meeting with my psychiatrist about a week ago, and in the hallway, I hear the most horrendous screaming, and I hear the wall being hit, and I just hear massive chaos But do you want to know what I did? Absolutely fucking nothing. I did not react. I was just like, huh, what? Oh dear, what's that? And then I didn't realize until I was leaving, because my partner was waiting in the car for my appointment to be over. It was just a med checkup. And he was like, what was all that going on in there? The ambulance was outside. He was like, what was happening? I heard her screaming, like from outside of the building. And I was like, oh. I was like, I really don't know. I'm not really sure. I think she's just having a breakdown. And because we have breakdowns so often, and because we are always in that place, it was just so funny to me that I was just so blasé about it. And so, with this anxiety, all I can really do is stop beating myself up about the things that are out of my control. Put on my big boy pants, which I have on. And I have to leave for work at like 2 a.m. So I get dressed in really comfortable clothes. And then I sleep in them. And then I wake up. And then I put another set of comfortable clothes on so that I don't lose my comfort level, if that makes any sense. And so, with that said, I think, I think I'm gonna leave it there right now and just really let you guys know, like, this is a hard life and not everybody is suited for this, but we are warriors and we can deal with the crippling anxiety. We can deal when we're at the grips of anger. I mean, I did a video about brain plasticity, and we just have to remember that we need to create new neural pathways to positive and effective methods at handling these situations that usually lead us to going into crisis. And we can do it. We're strong enough. We're smart enough. We are brilliant. And we're not alone. We're not alone at all. You guys have me, and I have you guys. And I have me, and you guys have you. So don't forget that. Bye.